the summer months, we have an abundance of eggs. All of our chickens are laying very productively, and I don't have the market to sell all of them yet. So what I have found that preserves eggs pretty well is to just stick them in boxes or egg cartons in my walk-in refrigerator, unwashed, and just by keeping them cold, and as long as they still have the bloom on them, we have been able to eat eggs for 9 months, I think is the oldest that we've had so far. Now, the eggs that have visible, like a lot of poop on them, and the eggs that have cracks on them, those typically are not good, so I will feed them to the pigs. But a majority of the eggs have very, very little dirt on them and are intact, and we're able to eat eggs that are still good into the winter when now our chickens are not laying the same amount of eggs. So I'm going to start the day with egg sandwiches. I get a sourdough bread from the Amish market, and it's made with einkorn flour. So since I do not like making bread, I'm not very successful at making sandwich bread. So I'm going to leave that to the women that have been able to successfully make einkorn sourdough bread. So I just buy that from the Amish market. I am cleaning up from breakfast and then heading upstairs to get started on cleaning my bedroom. Now, I had my bedroom cleaned pretty good before having Theodore, but after recovering from him and just trying to figure out what sort of system that I have in place, which I don't, I've neglected my bedroom. I've neglected so much of the house. It is a mess, and I am showing you my very awful, messy, disgusting house. I can't really say that I'm ashamed. I'm just living the real life, folks, right? So I am finally trying to get the bedroom cleaned up and get my house kind of under control. So I am working on getting seasonal clothes switched for the kids, because that sort of happened when I was recovering with Theodore. So I am pulling out all of their summer clothes and pulling out all their winter clothes and swapping them and donating a bunch and trashing a bunch of clothes that are gross and ripped and holed and all that stuff. So that's a ginormous task. I know some people have pretty good systems in place to get this done quickly. I, however, do not. And I spend a couple hours doing this. So that's what we're doing today, getting laundry caught up on, getting the floor vacuumed and everything dusted, and just trying to take back my sanity by taking back my house. The baby is in a very good mood, and I am jumping on that opportunity to do that. So today I'm getting another head start on getting my house cleaned. I am working on getting my kitchen cleaned up and restored to a decent working condition. I have a ton of jars that have piled up. We're starting to get Christmas gifts in. I just took my car and got it dropped off at the mechanic and am waiting to go pick it up shortly. So I get the baby nursed and get dressed and ready to head out the door. My mom has a cake in the oven that she's got an hour timer for, so I know that we do not have much time to go get this van picked up at the shop. As I am walking out the door to meet my mom, I notice a water barrel for the pigs rolling around the hill outside of the pig fence. So I run over and take a look at it, and lo and behold, there is a pig stuck in the water barrel.
What is going on? What is going on in here? Oh my gosh.
So I quickly decide to try and get this pig out by rolling the barrel and tipping it upside down. You see, the pig had gone in head first and could not spin around to get itself out. So I was trying to get the pig to spin around and face the hole out to come out, but it could not do it. It was too big to turn around. So then I grabbed his leg and tried to pull him out and see if with a little bit of force I could kind of shimmy him out. Well, that did not work. The pig was way too big for the hole. I don't know how he got in. I really don't.
I don't even know what to do. Yeah, but he doesn't have the space to. Okay, hold on. We got a pig in here we can't get out.
So we're running out of time. I know the baby's going to wake up any minute and the cake's going to start burning. So I said, all right, look, enough of this. I'm going to run and pick up my car and come back and deal with it.
Let me go get Chris's sawzall.
Here we are. I'm rushing home now to try and go save this pig. My hands smell like pig poop because I'm all up in that pig poop trying to get him out. It's a mess. So, Chris is on his way home from work to help me, and we're gonna try and see if we can get this pig flipped around because he's in head first and he can't get out. So we'll see how this turns out. I don't know how much of a catastrophe this is going to be, but it's just typical for this to happen when I'm trying to rush out the door. I love Chris so much. For a guy that does not like animals and farming animals, and who reminds me that it would be so much easier for us just to go to the grocery store like normal people, he drops everything that he's doing to help me all the time when my animals get in situations like this. So he was able to come home from work a little early and get his sawzall and save the day and save the pig. And we didn't have any injuries. I thought for sure the pig would freak out and would get cut with the sawzall. So we were trying to do everything that we could to prevent it. And the pig was fairly chill as we were sawing away the barrel. So anyway, I'm so thankful for a husband who supports me in my crazy endeavors.
Simmer down, pig.
Now I just need Sayla to come over here and water these pigs.
I just recently took our bull to the butcher shop, and I am picking up that meat and getting it loaded up into the freezer. Now, all of this meat will be sold in my farm store, and obviously also we eat it as well, but we go through this beef. This will probably last us a couple months tops. I'm also starting to get ready for the cold weather that's coming in, and I think we're supposed to get snow within the next day or two. And I have this mama cow and her calf that just did not really get a good start coming into the winter, and they're just looking much skinnier than I really want them to be. This is a first-time mom. She was a little bit younger than I really wanted to have her bred, and so she is a little bit small, and her calf is also very small. The calf was born in September, which is around the same time that I was getting ready for Theodore to be born. So I stopped rotating them out in the pasture. So she just really did not get a really great start coming into the winter. And she's just kind of struggling to feed the baby really well. So trying to take extra good care of her right now. I was running errands and I came back to find clothes that I needed to take to the thrift store strewn all over the side yard and across the driveway. And my kids told me that the pig came out. And I guess like grabbed the bag and just tore it all around. I'm not exactly sure.
Is it a male or a female?
So Sayla has been in charge of watering the cows and the pigs, and even though yesterday I walked her through the process on how to properly drain the hose, I'm not sure what happened, but we went to water today and the hose was pretty frozen solid. So I am walking along the hose to kind of crunch the ice up a little bit and trying to figure out where it is frozen and trying to get this hose thawed out.
Any of this part of the hose? So we've been twisting the hoses, we've been stepping on the hoses and breaking up the ice. And because we were doing that, and then because we have these these black hoses in the sun, even though it's 26 degrees today, even though it's below freezing, because the sun is warming these black rubber hoses, and this is exactly why I get these types of hoses, because if we had green hoses today, we would be in big trouble. Because we have the hose on, that pressure is creating water pressure that now is pushing that ice out, because we crunched it up with our heels and broke it with our hands. Again, all those things combined, the black hose warming up in the sun, the water pressure from the spigot that's on right now, and from us breaking it up into smaller pieces, all that working together now gave us water on a day when we would normally end up having to either bring another hose in or take this into the house and thaw it out. So I've learned my lesson many, many times, and thank goodness this worked again.
I was looking out the window today and saw a duck frozen in the pond and couldn't get out. So my older girls decided to attempt to cross the pond and save the duck. And so they were successful and did not fall through. I'm very thankful that the ice was thick enough that we didn't have to resort to another means to save them. The snow kicked in and we were able to get hay out to the cows so they have a fresh amount of hay to stay warm. And I don't want to have to worry about animals being cold or not having bedding to lay on. So getting them fresh hay tonight will help us all to sleep well and the cows to sleep well. And they'll be warm. So I'm getting them out to the animals now.
Come on this way, Daisy. on you. I don't like you at all. Get. 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 We are going through about 4 round bales a week with these cows and sheep.
Our menu for Christmas this year is homemade cookies from my older 2 daughters. Actually, my 14-year-old was the one with the idea. She did a knockoff crumble cookie recipe, which is like a graham cracker caramel cheesecake cookie. They were quite delicious. So they are playing around with that recipe and they turned out amazing and they are huge, delicious cookies. And then I made our annual Almond Joy Cheesecake. I grew up not really loving cheesecake. And then when I had this one for the first time, it completely changed my view on cheesecakes. It is a crust made out of Oreo cookies and like crunched up Oreo cookies and melted butter. And you put them on a springform pan. And then the batter has sliced almonds in it, coconut, almond extract, and then the topping is a sour cream and almond extract and coconut and toasted almond top. It is the most amazing cheesecake. So I'm going to post the recipe in here for you guys because I would love to be able to spread the joy. So Christmas Eve, our dinner consisted of a seafood chowder, homemade apple sauce, and homemade meatballs. And by the time we finished dinner, it was pretty late, so we ended up going to bed fairly early that night. And we woke up the next morning, which was Christmas morning, and we had the most beautiful winter sunrise. And the pond was still frozen over, so the kids were able to go ice skate. So the first thing that I did is start to get our meals ready for the day. So I had a couple ham roasts with a maple syrup glaze that I had in the crock pot. And then I also, in the other crock pot, had a potato casserole going. That potato casserole is made from grated potatoes and milk and cream and butter, garlic salt. It is absolutely delicious. It's like a hash brown casserole. The next thing on the menu was our cherry Coke Jello. Now, I am not a soda fan, so maybe one of these years I will reconfigure this recipe to make it a little bit better. But it is cherry Jello, and you mix it, instead of adding in the cold water to form the Jello, you add in Coke. And once that has kind of solidified a little bit, then you can add the cherries. So I am simultaneously making the cherry Coke salad, cherry Coke Jello, and also the topping for the cheesecake, which again is the sour cream and sugar, almond extract, and toasted coconut and toasted almond slivers. So I am making those 2 recipes this morning. Now, normally all of our chores get done first thing in the morning, Christmas morning, but because I had a few meals that I needed to get started, the cheesecake and the cherry Coke Jello really should set for a few hours, preferably even a day before you eat them. But we didn't get them started last night, so I had to get that done first, and then we are headed outside and getting the animals taken care of this beautiful Christmas morning.
Are you coming to help me with the chores? Come on, little baby. Come on.
And the entire family was out helping, which was quite a treat when we can all spend time together, schlopping around with the animals. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and are enjoying the beautiful new year. Here is to an amazing 2025.